The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Natalie has had to duck off because she's got a dryer being delivered to her house. No, this is the life of single people. We need to make.
It's really weird. Not really weird. Everybody's across this. When you buy something, they say they can deliver it, and they give you like a 5-hour window.
It's ridiculous.
Mate, come on.
Well, the world doesn't live like that anymore. But we've got something to talk about that's very, very important.
Today is gonna be the day
That's
they're
right,
gonna
everybody.
throw it back to you.
Come on, David. Is that boss David? Sing.
Realize what you gotta do.
Come on.
No.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
The website crashed. The Oasis website crashed with the world news that Oasis have put their dramas aside. Bullshit. And they're going to do the concert. So this is huge. This is huge. Now remember, our boss David is in here for a reason, but we're going to just do a little bit of a history on Oasis. So they were doing a festival in 2009, and then it all went pear-shaped. This is Noel talking a couple of years later about what went down in the dressing room with Liam and why he was Splitsville.
He went to his own dressing room and he came back with a guitar and started wielding it like an axe. And I make light of it because it's kind of, it's kind of what I do. But it was just a real unnecessary, violent act.
Okay, that was 13 years ago, him talking about the experience 2 years after it happened. 6 years ago, Noel went on a podcast and was asked about his brother, and then the podcast guy said, your brother is going to be on here a little bit later. And
You got something to say to him?
Yeah, I had some messages.
He can lick my balls. I don't give a
Said
what he
to
does.
him 6 years ago.
It's still relevant today. Yeah, you know when they say money was worth this much then and now it's not? No, that's still...
But no, apparently this is going ahead. David McClung,
Hello.
What did you do yesterday?
I booked accommodation for London. Straight away. I did it within about 3 minutes. It's going to be so huge, David. Yeah.
David,
Massive.
it's so not going to happen.
It's going to happen. No, it's going to happen.
How do you know? Okay, so this is the reason why it's even being entertained. Liam went through a divorce, cost him a lot of money, and now they need money. So then Noel and that apparently agreed that, they're going to do this concert.
I think it's £50 million.
That's
50 million each.
And then also, remember, because there's no... it's not going to be televised, so they'll, of course, do a Taylor Swift. They'll
Yes.
put a documentary crew
Yes,
in
they
there.
will.
Then that's probably another 50 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge
easy.
amount of money. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
why this?
I don't know. So I was a massive Oasis fan, which I ran an Oasis fan site. You didn't tell us this before. Yeah,
Did you?
So I ran an Oasis fan site. But yeah, I
What
was
do you
obsessed
mean
with
you
them.
ran an
Okay,
Oasis fan site?
Okay, you chucked it up there. Yes. So
And
then what people? Yeah. So people joined it, and it became pretty big in the 90s.
What do you mean? How
many?
big?
What do you mean? There's probably a few hundred at least. I can't
that's
remember.
huge. In the
Were you
90s.
replying back to people's statements and questions? And, no? Yeah, it was kind of, you'd put Oasis news up there. Yeah? Yes. I'd do opinion pieces.
Like on what?
Oh, just
Like
on
on a
the
song,
new albums and stuff like that. And
People were up again. People loved it. You were their go-to site for Oasis news.
Yeah, I genuinely got my first job from that fan site because...
On radio, really?
No. It was my first job was as a web developer.
Yeah.
And that's how I got that.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you have Oasis-themed recipes and things on your website?
What would be a recipe themed?
Wonder Balls. Some results, maybe?
On the spot, that was really good.
Hey, can I just say that this is starting a lot of fights, right? All the Oasis fans are getting upset, and this is some of their comments. I'm wincing at all the under-25s jumping on the Oasis bandwagon. If you didn't live through this the first time, you've got to sit this one out for the dads and the ageing indie kids. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Another one, if Oasis get back together, I hope the tickets are bought by people who want to be there and they love music, not, 21-year-old Chloe from Stockport who wants to hear Wonderwall live. Do you feel that way?
I highly doubt there's people under 25 buying tickets to it, but... Well, it's a moment in time. People just get swept up in being a part of it. Yeah, I'll be so annoyed if I can't get tickets.
So, David, quickly, so Oasis, is there anyone else in the world that you would drop everything to go and see?
Lining me up for this. Celine Dion.
Everyone guess he's gay.
So if we wanted to have you exit the building for a couple of weeks, win by your Celine Dion tickets to Las Vegas and stuff. Is she back performing?
How
in
were
Vegas,
you
no?
with her at the opening ceremony?
That's the only bit of the Olympics
And
I
how,
watched.
and what
Really?
and what were you feeling?
I was quite emotional. Very good.
Oh, anyway, that's Nat.
Oasis
Nat
and
is the
Celine.
guy that runs this joint. Him.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Smooth.
Just kind of act cool, you know?
Walkers.
Not cool.
Nathan, Nat and Sean can be awkward, but are definitely not porkward. Avoid porkwardness and serve up quality WA pork, Linley Valley pork from your local independent supermarket.
Here we go with a round of smooth porkers. All our successful listener has to do is identify who is telling the truth. But we've got an item. We're all going to tell you a story about how that item relates to our lives, but only one person is telling the truth.
Let's check in with Melinda this morning. G'day, Mel.
Hi, how you going?
Hi,
Good.
Melinda. Can you sense the presence of bull dust?
Most times, yes.
Okay.
I've got
Okay.
4 kids, so absolutely.
You've heard it all.
Yeah,
You're playing for $1,000 cash from Linley Valley Pork, so it's a bit on the line here. So listen in. We're about to tell you about today's item. Sean's going to go first.
Yeah, Melinda, what we've got on our hands today is a pair
Literally.
of boxing gloves. I've actually got the left-hand one on,
Yes.
on at the moment.
He's lying. He said gloves. He doesn't even know what they are. He doesn't even know what they are.
They're Everlast 12-ounce boxing gloves. In fact, I use these on the weekends. In particular, this Saturday, just gone, I used them at Springers. I got there at 7 o'clock, did a bit of a boxing circuit with him and Freo.
A lot of details.
And the interesting thing about these is, which you would find that just about every boxing gym around,
Yes.
just you got that smell in the boxing glove for the sweat on your
Well,
hand.
your nose knows.
Yeah, yeah. And you can really
sniffing them.
identify them.
Do you like sniffing your own?
Well, it's one of those things where you don't like the smell, but you can't help give it a sniff.
Oh, okay.
Are you with me?
You fart with the windows closed, don't you?
Sometimes.
Are you done?
You're so
Sometimes.
disgusting.
But Mel, these are clearly mine. 12-ounce
Clearly mine.
men's, because they are labelled boxing gloves.
Clearly mine.
Sure as I'm riding this skateboard, Mel.
Right,
Can I have my boxing gloves, please?
Show me how you put them on.
I'm going to get my shoes on. Mel, you're not going to think these are mine, honestly, but they are mine. Now, as you know, if you've been listening to this show for a while, my personal trainer used to be who? Danny Green. So these are the boxing gloves that I wore for the first time that I ever did a boxing spout with Danny at Warwick.
Yeah.
At the green zone, and Danny allowed me to hit him. So because he let me
So
live.
that explains why there's no damage on
There's
them.
no damage at all. They couldn't be newer.
Yeah.
So these are the gloves that Danny had let me hit him, and then let me survive afterwards. I live because Danny Green allows it. These are what these gloves are.
How do you explain the smell?
What do you mean? The smell? There's not even sweat in there because literally I hit once. they couldn't smell newer, by the way. And these are displayed at my house on a shelf.
Okay.
All right, can I have my boxing gloves, please?
Yes, please, Natalie.
Okay, so, Melinda, these are my boxing gloves, obviously. I know that the tag does say men, but, you know, I didn't want to wear pink boxing gloves. They stem from when...
And gender's just an idea
Exactly,
these days.
that's right. We're beyond that, Sean.
Oh, really?
So I was doing some personal training. These are my second pair of boxing gloves. The first pair...
Yeah, here we go.
Now she got all of them.
My dog chewed up because he loves things that are leather and Velcro. He loves Velcro. So he chewed up the bit that bit.
Her dog loves Velcro now. Actually,
Yeah, exactly.
first time I've
And
heard about
so then
like
I
Uncle
got
Barry.
these, but they're hardly used because I remember when I broke my hand. I haven't done boxing since I broke my hand.
But you break every bone in your body.
That is true, but
Jesus.
3 bones in my hand.
Melinda,
I haven't been able to box ever since.
What a crop.
A lot of bullshit there.
Melinda, you can ask a question if you like, Melinda. You have one, but you get one question.
Well, I don't really have any questions,
Okay.
but I'm thinking that the most viable would actually be Sean.
Well, of course it would be.
Oh, really? Well, that's a bit insulting, isn't
Isn't
it?
it just?
Of course it would be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sean, were you telling the truth?
No, it wasn't. They are not.
Ah, suck in, Melinda. The most viable.
Okay, we move
viable.
on. We move on to the next person, Linda from Cardup. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
Great,
Linda.
Linda.
Now,
Well,
but-
Sean's out.
Yeah, but were you going to choose Sean, Linda?
I was going to choose Nathan.
No.
Okay, so you think Nathan is telling the truth
This is for $1,000.
and that Danny Green gave him these boxing gloves?
So, okay, so you're locking in me, yes?
Yes?
Okay, why don't we speak to Marie from Thornley? Hi, Marie.
How are we?
Now, Linda has locked in me, right? So that means that you're left with Natalie. Who would you have chosen?
Well, I was going to go Nat anyway before you guys even decided boxing gloves.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey,
Nathan's too obvious now.
Because it's been Nathan the last 2 days. I see what you're saying. But maybe we've double bluffed you.
I
You know what I mean?
don't know. We're clever.
Maybe.
We're deceptive people. Hey, Linda.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't mine.
No, they are 100% my boxing gloves. Marie, you scored $1,000 cash thanks to Linley Valley Pork. Well done, Marie.
Thanks, guys.
Easy money,
Marie.
Of course they're mine.
Well done, Natalie. Punching on.
Nathan's too obvious now.
I haven't used them since I broke my hand, so, you know, if anybody wants to buy them, hit me up. We're going to do it again tomorrow, everybody.
Yep.
More lies, more truth-telling.
More lies on Nova.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Natalie is away, but we're going to hear from her in a very short time. We want to talk about something that a lot of homes have, which I've always thought is a bad idea, and this is why. In Queensland, it's the dog door, a little doggy door. A thief squeezed their way into this homeowner's house and then basically took off with some beloved family jewellery.
Okay.
The camera there showed the guy outside, and there was the assailant, which it seemed to be a female.
Right.
All dressed in black, face masks, covered, squeezing through the doggy door. And just to have that footage, knowing that that's how they got in there. This is what I always thought about doggy doors. It's like, that's the way in.
Yeah, I've stayed at people's houses who had doggy doors, and when you're a kid, you think you're scared of the outside, particularly at night.
Yes.
And you think
That's the way the monsters
Of course,
get in.
they're going to get in.
That's the way
Yes,
the
exactly.
monsters get in. 100%. This is Rosemary, the homeowner.
I was astounded to think that someone could fit through a doggy door.
As we all were, Rosemary.
We had Alexi here from Cirque du Soleil the other day,
Yes.
and he could easily do that, obviously. And then we also had Alex Winwood, the boxer, who's fighting next weekend. He could easily get through a doggy
So
door.
this is my point. So you can suddenly be sitting in your lounge room, the next minute there's a professional boxer on your ottoman. Or you're in bed later on at night, and then suddenly there's a contortionist standing over top of you.
Some people say that'd be a win.
It's bloody dangerous. Let's cross right now to Natalie Locke, who is driving home to pick up to get her dry delivered. Hello, Natalie.
Hello, I'm coming at you live from Stirling Highway.
How's the traffic?
Where it's all accidents. I mean, it's more red lights than I'm used to, because obviously normally I'm driving down here early in the morning, so I'm a bit upset about that.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I do want to tell you a story about a doggy door. A first-time caller, long-time listener.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having you on.
What's the prize? I used to live next door in South Fremantle, so there was my house and then two properties backed onto it that sort of faced the street around the corner.
Yeah.
In one of those houses, there was a family with three little girls, adorable little blonde girls. And in the house next to them, it was a young couple. And the young couple one day woke up, like on a Saturday morning, and they opened their eyes, and standing next to them was the youngest child from the family next door, who was probably about 3 at the time, a little girl called Katrina, who had crawled in through their doggy door, gone into their bedroom, and then just stood by their bedside and stared at them.
Watch them
It's a
sleep.
killer.
That's,
How frightened would you be?
Mate, wake up, there's a random child watching you sleep. Straight away, my eyes would go down to see if she's holding a knife.
For sure.
Because you know what I'm frightened of.
Is there anything more terrifying than a child in that scenario?
You know what I think? Killer children, Sean.
Yeah, killer children.
Killer children.
They're everywhere, by the way.
Thank you so much, Natalie. That was a great call.
On the spot
Call
reporting.
again. Call again.
I think you're amazing.
Yeah, cut her off. Thank you. She goes on about that girl. Let's go to Lisa in Byford. Hi, Lise.
Hey, how you going?
Good,
Hey, good, Lise.
All right, doggy door dramas, Lise. What drama can a doggy door create?
Lots. So 2 years ago on Christmas Eve, we had some lovely visitors who didn't obviously knock at the front door. They come through the doggy door.
Yeah.
And the police come out. They took all our Christmas presents for the grandchildren and everything. Yeah, we lost it. And the police were like, there's no way anybody could have fit through that doggy door because they're just Maltese cross shit. At the time, my then 18-year-old daughter said, oh, yeah, it's definitely you can get in.
Yeah.
And I've looked at her like, oh, how do you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, that's the way I used to come in and out, like, every time you said I couldn't go out. So
Really?
in the main door, she was leaving home and coming back in from the doggy door.
So she knew as a fact because that's how she snuck out. Isn't that crazy? Christmas is all about Santa coming down the chimney to bring you presents, not as thief crawling through the doggy door to take them out. That's insane.
Doggy door. A doggy door.
Yeah, exactly. What's her name again?
Yeah. That was Rosemary. Yeah. Goodbye to Lisa. That was Lisa.
See you, Lisa. Let's go to Rachel and Les Murdy. Rach, you got a story about doggy doors.
Yeah, it was actually my dog that was the problem.
What happened?
Got too big.
Oh, got too big?
Yeah. So basically we bought a new house and we moved in, and I always thought the doggy door was an odd place on the panel of the bottom of a glass panel of a window.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll change it one day. Anyway, I put the clip on it to keep the dog and the cat from using it.
Yep.
And one day I was out in the bedroom and I could hear crying, and I was like, what the hell? So I ran through, and there's my blue heeler dog stuck in it, and he's crying, and he can't go forward and he can't go back. And I'm like, oh my God, you're totally stuck. Your chest is too deep.
So he got his head and his legs through, the front two legs in it.
And then he's stuck on his chest because it's too deep.
Yeah.
He's a Kelpie cross blue heeler.
Yeah.
So I've got the olive oil and I'm rubbing it on his chest, and he's moving forward, he's moving back. And the next thing, he's just moved too much, and the whole of the panel just smashed.
Shattered.
Oh, no.
So he ran away with the plastic part of the doggy door on him still, and I'm like, standing there going, oh my God, the whole thing smashed. So thank God it didn't hurt him, but I had to pay for a glacier to come out and change the whole panel. And then he said to me, do you want the doggy door back? Because it wasn't toughened glass. I said, no way.
Yeah,
so they put that doggy door originally in non-toughened glass.
Correct.
Oh,
the old
as a
owner.
previous owner.
God, that's dodgy. All right, thanks, Rachel. That was
Rach.
great. Let's finish off with Catherine in Swanview. Hi, Catherine.
Hi. So
Yes.
my sister got a brand new double security door with a medium dog door fitted in it.
Yeah.
And my 23-year-old niece said to me, aren't these what you make? And I said, yeah, I make those. She said, I bet I can get through that. I said, I know you can get through that. So she and a mate decided to wiggle through this dog door.
Yeah.
And as my niece slid backwards through the door, she hit the outdoor coffee table and broke 2 ribs.
Oh! So she slid backwards through the door. So
Yep.
ass first.
Yep. And when she sat up, she slid back to pull her legs through.
Yeah.
And she hit the table with force and broke 2 ribs.
Now, can I just go back to when you said you make doggy doors?
So I make security doors and I fit doggy doors into them.
Oh, wow.
How many people are getting doggy doors installed these days? Because we had a chat before the show, and Amy reckons they're on their way out, doggy doors, our producer.
No, I don't think so. But we do warn people that they're not security doors once you stick them in, because people get through them.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
get
okay, you've got to
through
lock
them.
the flap.
People get, but even
Lock the flap, everyone.
But is locking that flap, is that really even secure? Because it's just a little flap lock, isn't it?
They're magnetic, so you've got plastic tabs that hold it closed.
That's sure that a plastic tab with a magnet isn't going to stop
Yeah,
that
that's
thing.
gonna, yeah, exactly.
So
Or anyone else.
The idea is obviously to close your front door or your wooden door or your glass sliding door.
Yeah.
And then obviously they can't come through.
Yeah.
But if you leave your door open and just have the security door, there is a possibility.
That's a story for life, I reckon.
Tiny thieves up to tiny bad things.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Natalie is at home. Her dryer has been delivered. Everything is okay with the world.
It certainly is okay with the world, and so was yesterday. After absolute scenes in Hawthorn yesterday, this was the talk of the town yesterday. Memes going everywhere. Michael Voss, Carlton coach, who made a citizen's arrest after a couple of young guys stole a BMW and smashed it into a tree outside the cafe he was getting a coffee from.
Turned onto its side.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
climbed out, Nate, because the car was up on the side. Obviously, they made a run for it.
Yep. So he saw Vossi and he's walking towards the action, towards the car, and then he was just caught on camera. And then suddenly he saw what was going on, saw the two people piss bolt, so he turned around and took after them. Which I think it would play very heavily on the mind of all the other coaches. It would, because you know what? It's like talk the talk, walk the walk.
100%.
And that's what he did. So now they will be avoiding dangerous situations like the plague.
They cannot live up to that.
They will have, they'll have to be diving in front of bullets and saving babies from trains.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine all the other... Yeah, I was thinking about that. The leadership he just showed there, you can now come up with that. You know when he played?
Yes.
That's exactly him.
Yeah.
That's exactly him, not putting on it at all. He was a machine.
Yeah.
Best leader in the AFL during the probably early 2000s.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff we used to. Fossey, just on the rescue.
You wouldn't want to do. If you're a coach right now, don't go outside.
No.
Don't go outside, because if there is danger and you're near it and you don't stop it, you are piss weak.
You are.
The cafe owner was very excited for Vossi's help, though.
They sprinted up the street. Michael Voss started chasing them, and so I chased after them as well. Vossi's very fit, very quick. I think he's got a very quick sort of 20-30 metre dash. We had to scale a couple of fences and jump over some bins, and it was pretty hectic. Once he had Vossi's hands on him, he was not going anywhere.
There you go.
No, you can't get away from the great man.
The cafe owner said as well that Fossi will not be paying for a coffee at his place for the very near future, which is fantastic.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Well done, Michael Voss.
There you go. But other coaches, don't go outside. Hey, we are done for the day.
We are.
I just want to talk about what's happening on Friday's show. Hi, Ross.
Hey.
Hey, Ross.
Hey.
Catherine Burnell Pegg. Remember her?
What?
Catherine Burnell Pegg.
All right. Just remind me, of
we
course.
We spoke to her recently.
Catherine Burnell Pegg.
Something to do with the sky?
He's just Googling.
Catherine Burnell. Oh, yeah. She's the astronaut and director of space technology with the Australian Space Agency, right?
That's right. She's our Australian astronaut. She's going to be in the studio with us live.
That's pretty cool. You can
Friday.
ask her about the stuck
of course we will.
Space people.
Oh, yeah, we will. Don't you worry about that. And why that woman that's stuck in space didn't take a scrunchie.
She didn't.
Every time they cross to her, hair's everywhere. It's like, and none of the men there, she goes to the men, do you have a lackey? They don't have a lackey. Poor woman.
No.
And also Merrick Watts.
Oh, yeah.
Merrick.
He's going to be in the studio.
Yep. Just on Space Woman, I saw somebody post that if 6 billion of us put on ape suits, it'll be the best prank ever for when they turn. When they come back.
That is actually so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Ross has started his show with the funniest part.
And it's all downhill from here.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.